Go next door.
Yeah.
I know. Let anybody in here, right?
Following me around or what? All my kids are.
Oh, did they?
I'll give that my care of it. That's the first time I've done it, maybe. First mistake.
Great, so.
The gates, they just finished.
I saw those, yeah.
Have you
I
seen
didn't see
them?
him.
Yeah, those,
Show them.
that's awesome.
Yeah, they did a nice job.
Mhm. Yeah, that was good. I like that.
Oh.
Worked out good, didn't it?
For that kind of money, yeah, but, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Call this meeting in order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank everybody for coming out. This is the largest crowd I've ever seen here. First order of business would be approval of the minutes of the last meeting. Any additions or corrections to the minutes?
I relayed to Amy, and only thing I saw, and I think she corrected it. So I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes from last meeting.
Second that.
Motion made and second to approve the minutes of the last meeting. Those in favor?
Aye.
Not opposed? Publication of claims. I'll make a motion, we pay the claims. I went over through them yesterday.
Second.
Motion been made and second to pay the claims as presented. Those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Department reports. Anything not already on the agenda or the guys?
No,
Yeah, okay. Hold on that. Legal not here. Law enforcement not here. Ken?
IDEM has changed your reviewer for your is now Samantha Clemens. So she's asking a lot more questions, so we'll have to move faster on that work.
Okay.
She's talking to Jason Palin a lot now too. So you might get a lot more because we'll move faster.
Concerns from the public. Seem to have a lot of public here today. Yes.
Well, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Stephanie Hofer. I'm the superintendent of Southmont Schools. So first of all, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be here and to speak. I really appreciate that. I made myself a few notes. So I'm here just on behalf of Ladoga Elementary School to discuss a safety concern regarding the town playground directly next to our school. So our students use this playground every day for recess, and as the school itself does not have one on its property, but we've had multiple incidents involving individuals who are not affiliated with the school being present during recess hours. So most recently, which is what caused an extreme alarm by myself and wanting to be here was, we had someone on the playground where law enforcement could not require the person to leave. And it really was a detrimental safety concern to our students, and our students at Ladoga were not able to have recess at all and had to stay in the building. And truly, it's just a safety issue. We recognize the playground as a public playground, and we're a public school, and we're hopeful that we can come together and compromise so that we can make sure that everyone enjoys it safely and without incident. Our students, we want them to have recess every day as it allows and as the weather allows, because here shortly it's going to be too cold and they'll be in for the winter, but it's really just important for them to be outside. So we really just want just some common sense policy that closes the playground to the public during our recess hours. And Ms. Parrish, what time is our recess hours?
10:45 to 12:30.
Okay, so we're really looking, 10 to 1. That's just being general. So we're just really requesting that only Ladoga students use the playground at those times, truly to make sure that safety is the top priority. We are happy to update our memorandum of understanding. We're happy to do anything that the town thinks is necessary to be able to do that. But as the superintendent of schools, I can't sleep at night if I wasn't here on behalf of our students to make sure that they truly were able to have recess every single day without worry of individuals being on the playground that, could hurt them or just not willing to leave. So that's truly why I'm here today, is just to talk about the safety and just to share my concern personally with it. I was had our SRO, Jen Griffith, come and would like for her to speak as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of inform you guys. I know that you are very much aware of the sheriff's department. You know most of the deputy sheriff, pretty much everybody. But I wanted to kind of inform you, educate you on what we have going on at Southmont as far as school resource officers. As of right now this year, I'm the only one between all 5 schools. We did have a second one, but she is on light duty for maternity leave. Mike Hunley has also helped me greatly if I'm caught up on something. In that past incident that she was referring to, he was not on duty that day. The road guys are really good at helping me out when I ask them to, but they are also very short-staffed. We're trying to work on that, but it is what it is at this point. There's some days that we only have 2 road deputies on duty at a minimum, and we can't go past that without calling somebody in. So there's 2 deputies a lot of days that are covering the entire county. So if I'm on a call, say at the high school, and there's something going on at Walnut or Ladoga, I'm able to call them, but if they can't come, then I just kind of have to use my judgment and see who needs me more at the current moment and that kind of thing. And the other one is just going to have to wait. Going back to that incident, there was actually something going on at Southmont that also required my attention, but I came to Ladoga because it is my job also to protect the kids and make sure that safety and nobody hurts them. Nobody can even come close to hurting them. That's my all-time priority. And I have dedicated 14 years to that. I've dedicated 12 years to Southmont schools for that purpose. But I just wanted to let you guys know what our resources were, that I am the only SRO. I'm going to help out as much as I can. Hunley does help me out when he can. The road guys can help me out when they can, but they're busy as well. Of course, crime in our county only continues to go up, so they get busier and busier.
And I do want to add that if, we're not talking about the mother that is possibly homeschooling their child. Mrs. Parrish is really good at delineating. She'll walk out to the playground you know, if our older kids are there and we have a little itty bitty out there playing, she'll, you know, we're not forcing people to leave, you know, that's where we'd like, you know, she's saying, hey, we're, you know, if you want to go play over here, because we don't want our older kids to hurt anyone's younger children as well. But the latest incident was someone from the, he was with no shoes, no socks, no shirt, just, and wouldn't leave, and just really required everyone to be on high alert. So again, just truly asking for just a very simple goal of ensuring safety as the top priority, and just asking for limited use. You know, we're 180 days in school. Many of those days are winter, snowing, and we can't use the playground anyway, but literally, truly just during our recess hours for you to consider allowing us to have that Ladoga Elementary School access only for the sake of our kids and for our students. So, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Anyone else have comments on this subject?
How would you enforce that? Is this, you know, corporation gonna hire somebody to stand out there?
Well, I'll be honest, like that.
Well, cause I mean, I know you can put a thing out, but you know, people are gonna be there.
Right, exactly. We could put signs and things, but I will say that the day of that incident, when the, you know, sheriff's department did come out, we were told, sorry, even though they tried to talk to the gentleman, we couldn't really force him to leave because we don't have that in writing. So this would allow the authorities to be able to kind of get someone on their way, so to speak, off the playground. So it would just allow us a little more authority to make sure people are not, you know, limiting the use for our students. Mrs. Ferris?
Have there been any incidents, like actual incidents where somebody's done something, or is it just the fact that they're there?
It's, well, truly for myself, I know our school board, I know Mrs. Paris, we're just proactive. Nothing has actually happened to our students, and proactively, we want to just keep it that way.
Are you
You know, we
talking
wanna make sure-
specifically Ladoga or all your schools, your grade schools and school system, Madam Superintendent? That nothing specifically has happened?
And we have had a broken arm, you know, think of kids doing those things, but we haven't had an actual individual hurt anyone on any of our playgrounds for the entire
Okay,
district.
rather than physical, have you had anything happen where an adult may have wrongfully or approached a child in any of the grade schools?
I can't speak before I was here. I know perhaps the school board or Mrs. Paris would know that, but from the time I've been superintendent, no. But we've also not had individuals loitering, if you will, on any of our other playgrounds either.
Were you aware that someone tried to take a student out of their grade school room inside Newmarket Elementary, and had their other aunt been there and not stepped in between it, they would have been taken out and possibly handed over to the person that the mom of the student has a restraining order against?
I mean,
Was you in office last week, Madam Superintendent?
I was in office last week.
Hey, there's a message on your phone from the lady who is the mother of the child. She spoke to the principal, spoke to the teacher. Their comment was, we can't watch all the students all the time. We're sorry this happened.
Ron, I will inject here
I don't have
because I
any
do
voice
know the
messages.
situation that you're referring to.
And this isn't the one that happened last year, Mrs. Watson.
No, I know. I do know that especially all of our schools at Southmont, the reason why I keep coming back every year is because they do give their full effort. They don't sweep anything under the rug. And they do try to they try to proactively make stuff from happening. Now, can we stop everything from happening? Absolutely not, but we try. And if something becomes aware of our stuff, then I fully expect for me to be involved, especially whether that be a phone call from you, her, the school, anything along those lines, because that's what I'm here for. You know, when we go and assess each individual, you know, we use common sense in the fact that maybe Miss Paris might know the person, maybe Miss Madison might know the person, maybe they don't know the person, and it heightens the situation of the safety of the students. In this case at Ladoga, the guy wouldn't identify himself. We didn't know if he was on the sex offenders list.
But what we're hearing here is no other instances happen. It's only a concern here at Ladoga.
For the playground.
For the playground, we're just talking about the playground only, and I guess with all due respect, I don't have a voice message on my phone. So I have a 24-hour response time to parents, and I do not have one where that parent would have received a phone call, and I am confident in my ability of returning phone calls to our families in the community. Number two, custody issues, restraining orders.
This is a custody issue, ma'am.
Okay, but that's the point. I can't speak to something that I don't have the knowledge of, a restraining order. But what I can say is that when, for lack of better words, when there's an unsavory character on the playground, I don't believe anyone in this room would want any of our students to even be potentially in harm's way.
But it's okay for maybe an unsavory parent in the school to act the same way that parent you perceive to be unsavory on the playground. So that's what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. With all you're putting words in my mouth. What I'm saying is that every incident is different. And having someone come to school, we have policies and procedures in place, and we are able to remove anyone from our building. We can do a no trespass. We can make sure that parents leave if they don't belong there, if there's a restraining order against them. We do everything in our power to keep our kids safe every single minute of every single day. The playground being outside and for public use as well, again, we're kind of mixing apples and oranges. We're truly just trying to come together. We can't say that every single minute of the day will be perfect, right? I mean, it's a public school system, so everything we do is in the top priority and interest of our students. But we can't knowingly allow a group of students to go outside when we have someone there that won't identify themselves or won't leave the playground. And we don't have the jurisdiction to, be a little more authoritative in getting them to leave. If you're walking in our building and you're on a sex offender list, you automatically raise a red flag for us. If you are not on the list to be able to pick up a child, we are able to do things about that. And so the playground is an area where it just is, it's open. I mean, it's outside, and we want to make sure our kids are safe. So can things happen everywhere in the world? Absolutely. Do bad things happen every day, as we've all been seeing? Absolutely. Do I want anything to happen on my watch? No. I want nothing to happen to anybody on my watch. I would not be able to function. So, and if we want to talk about any of our safety of...
Yeah, Michael Nearing, Chief Operations Officer at Southmont. Dr. Hoover's tasked me with safety at our schools, and be happy to visit with you about all of our safety protocols. They're public. We share them. We collaborate about them and finding the best solutions possible. This particular situation is isolated, or it's not situation, this playground, because we can't enforce things. We don't have jurisdiction or authority there, but yet we let our kids go there. So seeking avenues is what we're here for, to find out how we can partner together to keep our kids safe.
So I'm here on behalf of Southmont with them as well, but I'm also a parent. I have a daughter in kindergarten at Ladoga. And when I first learned of the situation, which nothing came of it, everything, obviously, thankfully, but me and my wife didn't like the fact that if there was an unsavory character loitering around the playground that could potentially be dangerous to our children, there not being someone to have the authority, like, hey, you can't be here during these hours. Like, once the kids go back in the building for the day, then you're free to use this as you wish. But and like the other playgrounds, all other elementaries, like she's saying, there's employees, faculty have the authority to remove someone from premises, but out here, this one particular instance can't. And me as a parent, I would feel a lot more comfortable knowing that they would have that capability if there was a change situation.
Was this a
Tricia, did-
grown male or was it
Yes.
a teenager?
I'm gonna say, if
I
you
have
look,
no faith in it.
My problem is this. Nothing has actually happened. It is
Wait
a
a
public
minute.
playground.
Not happened here.
On the playground. Yeah,
Right.
on the
Here's all we
playground
can-
is what I'm only talking about the playground. So my only issue is this. It's a public playground that everybody's taxes pay for. Everybody should be allowed to use it, right? The minute we say, sorry, you can't use this, somebody's gonna get, the panties in a bunch and be upset over it, right? There's one thing. Nothing has actually happened to anybody. Nobody wants anything to happen to any of our kids, right? We all know that. But at the same time, you're saying, oh, well, it looked like an unsavory character. Well, some lady dressed like a soccer mom could be a violent criminal. You wouldn't know it, and she's sitting, you know what I mean?
But we wouldn't want our kids on the playground with her either. I guess
But
that's
you
what
just
I'm
kind of
saying.
just said, like, not the mom with the little kid, like, you don't know who these people are, right? That's my point. You don't really know who they are. And I'm just having a hard time. How do you close down a public park for the school just because you don't want somebody on the playground or in the park area? That's my only thing. And
I guess I would ask the question back, if we had allowed our kids to play outside that day and that gentleman hurt one of our children, would we have a different response today because someone already got hurt? So as the leader charged by the school board to take care of our kids, I'd really like to be proactive versus reactive.
And I completely get that. But, I think as the school, like, yeah, you want to let the kids go out and play, obviously, on the playground. But if there's something out there that you're like, I don't know about this, like, something feels off, keep them inside for that recess. You know what I mean? I just don't know how you go about.
I just don't see how the rights of one steps on the rights of 200 kids that are wanting to play.
It's not going to be one. It's the whole
Repeat that,
town.
please.
How does the right of one person that seems like they're not coherent and being belligerent trumps the rights of 200 kids wanting to play in the playground?
And truly,
That's not
statistically,
what I was saying. It's
I know,
just,
but that's
it's a
what
public playground.
happened.
is all.
It is a public playground,
right,
but there's also, lots of parks where they don't allow people in after dark.
yeah, dawn to dusk.
Dawn
and
to
things,
dusk.
Right.
That's-
That makes sense.
That's a public place. You shouldn't, technically, they should be in it whenever they want. It's taxpayer money. So this really isn't any different in that aspect. You're just trying to protect people.
And we're asking for what, less than 3 hours a day? I mean, it's less than 3 hours a day to make sure our kids have the opportunity to be as safe as possible. I mean, everything that happens at every school system across the United States, nobody says, well, nothing's happened yet. Like, I don't want there to be anything that happens ever. And so, again, just, belligerent, not coherent. Because if Mrs. Paris walks out and says, oh, this is our playground time, and they walk away and say no problem and get off the playground, we're not going to have to call anybody. We just are, wanting to make sure if we need to do an ordinance, put signs, an updated MOU, just to work together truly on just a very simple policy to allow our students access. And even with that access, to your point, if something's happening and we don't feel good about it, absolutely we're going to keep our kids inside. But I didn't bring all the statistics and research on being outside, fresh air, having recess, but our students do need that downtime, and the playground is beautiful. And we have this joint venture, and I truly thank the town for everything that's been done and given and supported. So there's no lack of gratefulness. I'm extremely grateful, but for the few hours a day, we just want to have the jurisdiction of ensuring our kids can use the playground freely, openly, and safely.
And really even school or not.
Hold on a second. Eric, go ahead, Eric, state your name and stand up, please.
Eric Mason. I think everybody pretty much knows who I am up there. I guess the biggest concern I have, and my kids have been here, they're in high school now and in college. But the biggest concern I have is that even a law enforcement officer in this situation couldn't say, hey, bud, you're clearly something's not right here. That I don't know, maybe there's something simple where at least a law officer could say, okay, this guy could potentially pose a danger because he clearly didn't even potentially know his name at the time. That's the scariest part to me. I understand it's a public park. You said something about the other schools, and the other schools are school owned, and they have fences, and school, the teachers, the principal can say, hey, if somebody's there, they have the authority to say, sorry, our kids are trying to play, please don't be here at the time. I don't, Mrs. Hofer said something about, we're not concerned about the parent that's homeschooling that half the school knows or half the staff knows. That's not who you're going to call the cops on. It's the person who's maybe from the home down here now that we randomly have people walking around and randomly have people who knows doing what or potentially could be doing what. The problem is if a police officer can approach them and say, hey, something's not right here. We have 50 kids over here playing. That officer surely should be able to tell that person to leave. That's where I see the potential problem. Thank you.
Why couldn't the police officer get him to leave?
Because he wasn't doing anything.
Wasn't breaking the law.
Yeah. Now, should he have been damaging the property, scraping on the tables, anything along those sorts, then we can't. But if they're not breaking the law, we cannot force them to identify themselves. He definitely was not a law enforcement friendly person. It wasn't until dark that we were able to remove him. He doesn't live around here. It was rumored that he did come from the recovery center. But if they're not breaking the law, we can't do anything unless there is some type of a ordinance that the town has, such as the dark to dusk thing. Then we can enforce that. But other than that, they're not breaking the law. We can't do anything.
He did not come from recovery center. We have not had a patient walk out of our facility. It's been months. If we do, we immediately call 911. He is not one of our patients.
Jennifer, did you say it was rumored he came from there?
It was rumored, yeah.
In those situations,
Not that he walked out unwillingly or walked out willingly. Like, I guess it was my understanding, and I'm not 100% positive on this, but he was done with the treatment. But he was homeless.
We don't allow people to walk out, even if they leave successfully, unsuccessfully. We transport them to the next level of care or to home or to the mission in Indianapolis. We never let people walk out of the facility. In those situations, we have licensed therapists. We'd be happy to, if you want to call us to go talk to the person if they need treatment or intervene however we can. We're happy to do that as well, but they did not come from our facility.
I appreciate everyone's opinion. I mean, we can sit here and discuss this all afternoon, but without legal advice, we have to wait. So
Right, I was gonna say, I think we need to get legal involved in it. Madam
Definitely.
Superintendent, I hate to come off hateful. Jennifer can bring you up to speed about the situation I'm talking about. I care just as much about my granddaughter that goes there as this young man does about his daughter that goes to Ladoga. Mrs. Paris can tell you, I hold nobody in higher esteem in education, I think, as her. She does a great job here, as do anybody in education field. And for you to be a superintendent, you're a brilliant woman, and I mean that. I appreciate the job you guys do. I appreciate the board. But when you say use common sense to kind of bridge these problems, yeah, we're talking about Ladoga. I just hope we carry that through the whole South school system.
and I can speak that absolutely everything is different, right? So an ordinance for a playground that's shared with the public and the school is going to be different on our actual school policies. So that situation that happened, I was not aware of it, but if there's any hole in any policy that we have, that is my job that I'm tasked with to make sure that those things don't happen anywhere in our district in any way, shape, or form.
I think we talk amongst ourselves and get Dave, Dave Peebles, our attorney, and
Okay.
we'll take in consideration strongly, don't you two think that we'll see what the feasibility is of increasing law enforcement down there, Jennifer? Maybe a show of force?
Yeah.
I don't mean force as in numerical, but a deputy in uniform down there is gonna be more than off-duty policeman that's got a badge on his waist.
Right, and that's why I was trying to explain the resources part too, because we did have a road guy that was able at dismissal to be there for a while because he was still there, and kids go there and play, that kind of thing. But that won't always be available, because we're so run thin.
Thank you for what you do as a resource officer. It's rewarding, but I'm sure it's
Yeah,
dutiful as well.
it can be challenging.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Sure, you had a comment,
Well, I just wondered what the exact ask is. What's the ask for the playground?
I would love an updated memorandum of understanding that reflects the use of Ladoga elementary students during the recess hours. I would love a town ordinance in place if we could, that would allow us that access. We would cover any potential signage that would need to be put up. Trying to think, Mr. Neary, is there anything else?
No,
that
and we would manage the safety piece of
Yeah.
it, like we do at all our buildings, where Kristen goes out, looks, we're very vigilant with
She
that.
knows everybody.
And train our teachers regularly about how to be aware in those situations and how to respond appropriately. So we would manage all that piece. We just lack the authority to do so.
Thank you very much for allowing myself and anyone here that wants to speak the opportunity to.
Well, thank you for coming.
yeah, thank you.
I will say the park looks amazing. You guys
Yes, it
are,
is.
both parties did a great job on that. That's a home run.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Thank
I was very impressed last week. I don't know when these were put up, but the gates, the
Mhm.
locking gates.
Yeah.
I thought,
It
wow,
was
that's
wonderful.
awesome, because I worked there for 21 years. And,
You've
all
seen
we had
people
were
drive
just the little
through.
chains.
Better
And
than a rope. in a
those were
Christmas.
really,
So good.
really
Now we
nice.
have reflective.
Yeah, if you haven't seen them today, I'd highly encourage you to drive by. They
Yeah.
put up
No, I
signs
can't buy it.
saying
Yeah,
they're
that's
road closed and taped them up for us. They look really
Just
good.
another safety feature for the kids.
Yes.
To keep them safe.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a great one.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Moving on, back to utilities. Anything going on?
Nope.
Get the
Never mind.
Nope.
Northern Acres up and running? Northern Acres.
Oh,
Power.
is this still off of it?
So we gotta fix.
This is big.
All right. Yeah, I'm just getting ready to. Thank you, though. Yeah, any more concerns for the public?
Yes, I have a concern. I'm Cheryl Million. I live on the corner of Messick and East South Street. And we've been having a vehicle park that live in the apartments. They were used to be called Webbington Apartments right there on the corner. And they park right up to the curb. And when I'm coming down Messick Street, we have a high, a Jeep that's pretty high up that you can't see vehicles coming from the west. You have to pull out into the street to see vehicles coming from the east because of the hedge. And that I know that the town took care of some of that hedge, but that really needs to be cut back further because it's a real safety issue. I took some pictures today, and I also sent Amy pictures that I took on the 14th. So, I just think something needs to be done about parking up there at that curb, plus it's a yellow line as well, but it is I'm afraid something's gonna happen
It's
back.
definitely illegally parked, so.
So,
Maybe some signage would help.
Tonight too. about leaving them leaving them a ticket or a message or something on their windshield, to let them know they're in the yellow, they can't park there.
Yeah, right.
So you're gonna talk to Huntley?
Mhm.
Anything else from the public?
It's your time to shine, Jackie.
Well, be rich.
AWL just wants to give us a quick rundown of some information.
Yeah, thanks for having us here. Rich Stevens, I'm president of the AWL board, and I'm here on their behalf. And Jackie Boone, our treasurer, is here too. We're here to answer any questions you guys have for us. We do have some information. So far, we've taken in 28 unique animals from you guys.
How many?
28
Unique? You
From
said?
Ladoga?
individual.
Oh,
Individual.
From Ladoga.
So like, if one comes in and then 6 months later, the same dog comes back,
oh,
we don't call that a unique.
gotcha, okay.
Just from the
Different
from the
intake.
zip code.
Just from Ladoga, from the town limits. And we have performed 22 animal control calls out here that are documented. Sometimes late at night, our drivers, our animal control officers don't always document every single thing that they do, and we're working on improving that. We're also working on a plan to leave a calling card here in town overnight, you know, if they're here just kind of saying they were here and what they did. But that's where we're at, and just kind of wanted to give you that information and then let you guys ask any questions that you have for us.
Can you tell us if calls are up or down from last year when we kind of talked about it?
I don't know if it's- I don't know if we got last year's. I mean, it's easy to get you that information if I don't have it. I only have this year.
Can you get that for us, Jackie? Just text it to me if you can, and I'll relay it to them. I was kind of curious to see. What?
Rehoming animals, they keep showing up in my house in a restaurant, and I'm like, who wants a cat, who wants a
My
dog?
garage. Where's you got a couple of them at your place that we share. They've been neutered. One's neutered, one's spayed, but between Drew and I, we share them. I think we're good. Thank you for coming in. Do you need anything from us?
No.
Those numbers for calendar year for next year.
Yeah, so far. Yeah. And we really appreciate the partnership with you guys. And I just wanted to come here and make ourselves available.
Thank you. Appreciate you letting us know. Keep us informed.
Absolutely. Right.
Thank you. Skip on down to utility supply. You guys don't have to hang around all afternoon.
Yeah, it's all good. We're here. A lot of action happening around here. I'm Scott Dunlap with Utility Supply Company. Here today to present. We've been in talks with the utility about how to improve efficiencies in the meter reading process and how to get more information back to the office. Currently, once a month, the guys will go out and they'll drive by and they'll read meters. Doesn't take very long to read meters. It's a decently efficient way to do it. The problem with that is you're only collecting data from those meters once a month, and you're just collecting a meter read. If there happened to be an incident where a customer happened to have a leak, a burst pipe, or something that they didn't know about, meter readers aren't going to find that until the next meter read cycle. So there's potential for 28, 30 days to go by with some sort of major incident happening, causing a customer to have thousands of dollars in bills. And then they come to the board and say, hey, well, this went into the ground. You guys end up refunding some of that money, or however that works with you guys. So what I'm presenting today is what's called an AMI system, automated metering infrastructure, which is where we would put a antenna on top of your water tower to collect all the meter reads in town 24/7, 365, continually gathering information off of your meters. and then transmitting that here to April and Amy's desk so that they can see live information coming from everyone's meter in town 24/7. With that, as it reads the meter, it builds a history on each one of those meters and allows you to know within hours if somebody's meter is flagged for a potential leak or something like that happening. So I do have on here we did a propagation study. So I've been talking with the ladies and everybody about this for a while now. So we've got a propagation study that was done from Neptune. That's the meter manufacturer. That's who I represent. So they can give us a really good, really accurate map of exactly how your system would read if we were to put an antenna up. And so I'd like to show that to you guys real quick and show you some of the features of a neighboring customer who has this same system. It's not without cost, and we've been talking about this. So the total cost for install and equipment is $37,000. So it's expensive, but the amount of information you get, it's extremely powerful to be able to be better stewards to your customers and help your customers identify any issues immediately, take care of those issues before they become a huge issue. Let me get logged in real quick here, and I'll show you guys, and then I can turn the map and show the rest of the crowd here. So we did a propagation study. What Neptune does is they take a map of all your known meters. They plot those on the map. Then they overlay a topographical map, and judging by the known age and style of your meter, they can tell exactly how the system will read if we do put that tower up. So just run through it real quickly here. So we did one collector on your water tower. All of your meters are what, 6, 7 years old? 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
6 to 8. Yeah, the majority of them, granted, there are some meters that are in basements and things that we've been in talks about getting those outside, and the guys are already working on that. But for the 301 total meters that 299 total meters that we have geocoded in the system, we're going to be reading 98.6 of those. So there were 3 of them that were marginal, meaning they aren't going to pick up, they may not pick up daily, but everything else is going to pick up either daily or hourly. So we're going to be getting a
Talking about water meters too.
and this is water meters. This system, as of right now, will only pick up the water meters. Future advancements, I would see that electric would most likely be involved in that. I don't know when that's going to happen, but right now this is specifically for water meters. So here is a look at the map. These yellow areas are the marginal areas, meaning it may not pick up hourly. Likely it's going to pick up every day. Neptune, they always under promise and over deliver on these maps. So when I see a little bit of yellow right there, I'm not concerned at all that those are going to pick up. If they don't pick up, I do have special antennas, and I will bring a couple of those out here. We'd attach them to the meters to make sure that this thing reads 100%. So I have no doubt that we'll get to 100% reads on your meters. There's the topographical map. And just to show everybody back here, the blue line is the boundary of the water system. All the blue dots are all the meters. And there are 4 meters that are in the marginal area, which I really think will absolutely cover those. So that's the map there. You guys are you're a slam dunk home run town. You're a 1 collector town. We put up that collector. You're going to be reading 100% of your meters. We've got a lot of customers out there that are like that. Because of how our meters operate and how they work. This is the current software that you guys have. The current software right now, it's able to take in as many reads as the system will give it. Right now, you guys are only reading meters once a month, so this is daily for this customer, and this is the town of Dayton, just outside of Lafayette. They're a similar size, or a little bit larger than you guys, but geographically, they're about the same footprint as you guys. So they're kind of a good case study for how your system would read. Right now, they've got 609 total meters. They've got 609 total complete readings for the day. In the software, I also have all of your flags right here. So any customer whose meter has shown excessive usage or the amount of water that's gone through flags that meter, that shows up right here on our dashboard. And that's something that April and Amy can log in every day and see, oh, hey, I've got a new customer on my leak list, if you will, and able to click into that customer and see exactly how much water was used, down to the 1/10 of a gallon, and exactly when it was used down to the hour. Here's the top 10 users. And like I was saying, we've got, you can, anything on here is clickable too. So we see this customer right here. I can click on this customer and I zoom into, once this pulls up, the exact usage. And I see this customer as of all of October used 6,582 gallons. I then click on that and I can see daily exactly how much they've used. I see a couple of high spikes here. I can then click in there and see 24-hour graph. And I see they had at 3 p.m. something happened and they used 180 to 190 gallons an hour every hour for 12 hours. And then it stopped. So maybe a toilet was open, but this is the kind of information you guys can have. You can have basically live data on all of your customers 24/7 with this investment here. So this investment includes all of the antenna and the install. It's a turnkey installation. So they will run the electrical, they'll do all the climbing, and they'll do it in one day too. So, and then at that point, we will activate it and turn it on, and that data just starts dumping into the system as soon as we activate it. So,
What was the cost of that?
total is $37,000.
What is the difference between the 37 and the 22.5 that's on here?
The 37 includes both the install and the equipment. So the equipment is 22,500. Install is 14,500. So that was, I'm sorry, I was including that all together. There's potential you could find someone else out there to do the install. And that's totally fine if you want to go that route. But this company right here, they're actually the Neptune distributor like we are in the state of Ohio and Kentucky. And they do a fantastic job, hands down better than anybody else. And that price is as good as I've seen from anybody.
And I suppose there's a guarantee for a period of time if they install it, but not if you find somebody.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're exactly right. They have all the equipment that Neptune, the meter manufacturer, has to check the line, to make sure there's no line loss, to make sure there's not a interrupted connection anywhere. And they stick behind their work. So we had, they installed one up in Mentone, Indiana earlier this year. The system wasn't reading for anything. So we called them up and they came up here, they flew a drone to the top and went, well, hey, your antenna fell over. So who knows what happened. They put the antenna back up, it's reading great now. But they stick by their work and we stick by our equipment. We've been partnered with you guys for decades and decades now, and we're here we provide a great level of service, I think. And we're here to do that in the future and add this tool to your toolkit to make you guys better stewards for your customers.
I really think you should get April's input before you make any decision.
Yeah.
April's our deputy clerk.
Oh yeah, I work with her all the time.
She's important to us too.
Yes, she is. She's big time in favor of it. In fact, she was like, "Can you just come in here and talk to the board about it?" I said, "Sure, of course."
Yeah, I would definitely get her input on it before you.
Well, okay, so every now and then we get so-and-so had a water leak. we're gonna show them some grace. Obviously, it gives you girls the opportunity of how much more stress is gonna be to pick up the phone and say, hey, you got a water leak, check it real quick before it gets out of
Before
hand.
the basin's full.
Yeah.
Or
Okay,
crawl space or
yeah.
they use-
Exactly.
So question with that.
Yes.
Do they have to go in and kind of do what you just did and look at things, or does it have something on there that like gives an alert or notification that something is
Good
different
question.
than what it would normally be with a
Yes.
customer?
So you have everything on your dashboard. As soon as you log in, you see anybody who has a leak flag, if you will, right there. You got your top 10 users right there.
Right.
And if you want to add a alert to it, you can be emailed anytime a meter goes into X amount of days of continuous usage. And so it'll send you email after 4 days of continuous usage. But the way April works in here, she's going to be all over this data, and she is not going to be, she's not even going to get to the point where she's going to get the alert, because she's going to be looking at it daily, be printing out reports daily of exactly how much the usage is. Yeah, no, she's like my golden customer. I love when she calls, I know she's got a real problem, and not like,
Yeah.
hey, can you tell me how to click and drag this
Yeah.
and folder? And so, but yeah, that's kind of the presentation I had, and I'll leave it to you guys to decide what to do.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You can use this data for your ionized study.
What's that, Ken?
You can use this data for your ionized study. We can take all the houses on the street and the manhole's clogged, and we know that manhole feeds through there. We meter the manhole, and we can take your data. We can say, okay, there's 10,000 gallons sold on that for July, and we got 50,000 going through the manhole. So it can be used for that as well.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff that we could use in here. I just touched on the very basics of how to use the software. So, yeah.
Okey dokey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, did you- Oh, okay.
Or mine.
Oh, no. Anyone else from the public have anything you want to bring up? Not skipping over anything? All right. Old business, none. New business, food truck ordinance we talked about. We did have someone that wanted to
Yeah.
put their food truck down at the park for a short time. And
Yeah. The ordinance,
We don't have it.
We don't have
we don't have one?
No.
The state already has Dave sent this email. The state already has their laws and regulations. So we don't really need those, but we might consider.
Yeah, that's right. I think the only thing a town has to do, like, they can still say, like in Marion County, like, they have a map. Like,
Yeah.
okay, well, you can go here, you can go here, you
Boundaries,
can't
yeah.
go here.
We can say when and
Right.
Yeah,
where.
when they
Yeah.
can do it, that kind of thing. So I think it's just,
Sure.
we don't need anything. It's just if somebody's gonna do something, they just need to come in and ask, like, hey, I wanna do it this date at
Probably
this
ought to have
time.
an
Like,
ordinance that says.
I would give him that and then just say, hey, make sure you touch base with the town office.
Yeah.
If you haven't, please don't set up, don't you think?
I mean, I think it's like anything else, like the fish fry or like anything else event that happens, like just come in and, hey, we'd like to do it
Okay.
on
I
this
think
day
Dave's-
for that.
Dave's,
Cause he
was
wanted
saying,
something.
because it's public property. We have to be
It's
able
still
to,
illegally in writing.
yeah.
Someone just can't bring a food truck in and set it
They
up.
just
Well, no, cause that's what this is saying, like, yeah.
state certification.
Yeah, it has to be, yeah, they have to go through all the state
Health
stuff and it
department.
has to be certified and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And the county health
Just
department.
hold him
It's-
accountable like we would
It's the
anybody
same
else.
as a restaurant,
Okay.
yeah.
So you can, I mean, just consider an ordinance.
Yeah,
for-
right.
To regulate the location operation.
Talk to Dave again.
Contract, that kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
just for liability, I think probably is.
Yeah.
Probably Dave's concern.
And for the clerk treasurer.
Did you get the list from Neil about, people are asking me what can be picked up and what
She did
can't?
not send that to me.
So we got this from last year.
I started saying that's the only one I have.
And the only thing that
We just-
changed
No
is
tires,
We just
tires.
decided no
Yeah.
tires.
So we need to put that on,
But I was
social
gonna,
media.
I was gonna message them or call them too and ask about electronics. I think they were okay
See,
with electronics
you
last
posted
time.
it, I think Mike posted it, and Trish posted it.
Yeah, no time,
Yeah.
when it was gonna be no
I'll
tires.
throw it out
and
it
there.
pretty
that's-
much says anything except for your regular residential trash
Yeah,
and no
well, that's
tires.
what it said last year, and then we
Gravel
ended up
truck
getting, everybody got charged for tires, so.
Yeah, so, but when we say no
Gravel truck.
tires this
So no
time,
tires this time,
No
yeah.
cars, no
But,
tires, no paint, no.
it doesn't say that.
We should. be
Yeah, it
Say
needs to
what?
say,
I
if
thought
it,
they said, yeah, I thought they had that last year.
I mean, it should be like
I trust
anything
what you
else,
say.
but if it needs to be an empty can, it needs to be dried out.
So,
If it's not in writing, it's probably legal.
But anyway, that needs to be posted
I
on,
mean, mostly dried out. I'm like, okay.
and she
She
said,
kind of said that we control that, but we don't. Like, what can they take and dump, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
You need to put it as a reach alert type thing
It's
also.
coming up, so we need to figure out,
Yeah.
because people are asking me and I don't, we told them that.
First
Call it
weekend
down
of
on us.
November, isn't it? No, it's not this weekend, it's following
Second.
weekend.
7th, 8th, 9th,
Yeah,
and
seven.
they'll pick it up
Yeah.
on the 10th.
The only other things I have, and you're gonna get sick of hearing me say it, is the salary ordinance
Salary
for
ordinance,
26
yeah.
and
We need to get together on
the
that.
HSA accounts. Our deductible this year is $3,300. So
Um,
you should take that into consideration.
Is there a way to get together before the 20th of November, Mike? I have a complete shoulder replacement on 20th, so. I'd like
Oh,
I
to-
don't think you can, you have to have a special, it had to be a, public meeting.
Yeah,
Public meeting.
you can call a meeting, yeah.
If you give me a week after that, I'll recoup. Just give me a week.
Your shoulder keeps you from talking?
I doubt that very
Amy,
Haven't noticed it,
Say.
it really
not the
did.
best of humor today. And I look up to you.
Yes, you do. Taller than you are.
April, have anything?
She's, no.
I don't think so, okay. Items from the town council.
I have one request from a citizen. Bubba's still here?
He left.
Donnie here?
Nope.
No.
The gravy. Jack, you know how to pour cement? This is from Trent Lowe. Who would I contact about getting our sidewalk replaced? I've been told since I moved to Ladoga in 2017, that I might be up for a new sidewalk. Lester always kept me up to date with progress. We have 10+ kids that live on my street that would benefit from a new sidewalk. I used to have a big maple tree out front that was removed in hopes of getting a new sidewalk. So I said, let me see if that's on the target, because I knew we did Fuzzy Bear. Have we done that?
That's done, looks good.
Yeah, it
But like,
does.
It's so expensive
So,
these days.
Yeah.
A lot more than it was. I mean, you can
kind of
put that on your
the year.
schedule for next year.
Yeah,
Right.
because there's one still down the street that didn't get done this year
Mhm.
that's super bad.
So am I correct in telling him, we will put it down, but it will be on a schedule for next year?
Yeah.
The town guys will look at it, and we will see what we can do if within their judgment to get it on schedule next year.
Mhm.
All right, we can do
Good
that.
answer.
That's all I wanted.
Trish, you have anything?
No, I was just gonna
Okay,
say the
yeah.
sidewalk down there at Fuzz Bear looks good, gate looks good. I
Don't have anything
else.
either.
Mhm. The school board, we appreciate what you've done working together with us, South School System, to get money for that park. It was a group effort. The women you had in there working on it, the parents, along with your principal, it's crazy. It's crazy what happened in just a season there. So thank you back to the school board for your help.
Park, really something to be proud of.
Yes, it is.
We got voted #1 park in the county.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, did you see that? And
Yeah, I did.
what about the benches? You,
Mr. Nearing called about them today.
Yep, they're on order, they're not here yet, but they're,
Okay.
I think that's the final piece too. I think
Yeah.
everything else is done or current is being done, so.
I was gonna ask Donnie about that, the backboards and stuff.
I do have one more question.
Okay.
Have we heard anything from Ray or Chris about diamond work. Okay, cause that'll be on my hit list. I'll call Chris and just say, hey, we need to get that done. If you're gonna do it, do it.
If not, put the bases back down.
Huh?
If not, put the bases back down so kids can use it.
From a coach's standpoint, do you know how the bases go down? And I don't know you that well, so I don't know how much you know about that. But there's probably a 12-inch pole that if you put the bases back down, then the weather gets to the bases. If you leave the bases out, then I've fell in them before. I'm not that big, but so anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm just
But
saying.
I know it's like a win-lose situation. What do you do? Do they have a base cut? I think that we have a base. I'd like
Ray
to,
and him are not gonna do it.
like to get with Eric
Bases
Mason
back down so
and
people can play.
see if they have a base protector, at least, maybe not the bases, but a protector that keeps that open and protects the pole that nobody can trip in. But, yeah, they need to get to work,
Yeah,
to your point.
If they pick them up to do the work in July,
Get on or get off the idea. I know, I understand.
it ain't gonna happen now with cold weather. And granted, a lot of people ain't gonna play in cold weather.
Yeah, because last time I heard, Ray said that they're waiting for whatever equipment they were gonna use, it was being repaired or something. And that's the last I heard.
I'll call Chris and see what he knows. Did you have anything?
Yeah, I just had a quick announcement. Brian from the Recovery Center. We are doing a trunk or treat tomorrow for our staff and families in the community. We would love for people to come. Patients will not be involved in that, just be the staff and their families. And then we have an alumni association of patients that have completed successfully, that we are trying to do service work, volunteering. So we are offering service work for the town or anyone in the town who needs help painting
I saw
or
your post
trash.
about that. Yeah.
It helps them a lot, and Mike is our alumni coordinator. He would be accompanying them anytime that we do anything. But if there's anything they can help with, it's really important in early recovery, and we would love to do that.
What did you call that?
Service work or alumni service work, community service.
Volunteer work?
Yeah.
That's once they graduate, right?
Yes, yep. And then last meeting, you had mentioned a complaint from somebody on our street about a patient that we had forced out and gone into their property. I didn't remember that because it wasn't one of our patients, but I did go back and our incident reports, there was a guy that had wandered onto our property and then onto our neighbor's property that we had to call the police on, but he was not one of our patients. We have not had anyone walk out of the facility in a long time. I just would really encourage people to come anytime they want to come tour and meet us and actually see what we do and who we are. I don't think they would have the same perception that some of them, I think, do now. We've been operational for a year. We've made a lot of changes when we've had issues, and I think we are doing really good work and would love people to see that.
Thank you.
When is this community service?
We have some flyers that we can.
Okay.
Anytime anybody needs anything.
You shovel snow or?
So I would be supervising the alumni, so they do not stop there.
There you go.
Okay.
Can I ask one thing? When are you gonna start, collecting for the pickup?
That's a question for the three that aren't here. I would say soon.
Yeah.
What time is trick or treating officially?
6 to 8.
Is it 6
Yeah,
to 8?
6 to 8,
6 to
right?
8.
Yeah.
Very good. That's the rumor, so I'm glad that's true.
6 to 6:05.
Yeah.
Run.
Nobody didn't keep me old.
Are you having something to say?
Yeah, we'll do like we do every year. We'll just open the doors or put a table out front, let the kids come through. And we'll probably start at 5 though.
You got anything?
Oh, no.
Do you have anything else, Ken?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. No one's got anything else? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll help you entertain that motion. I'll make it. Let's adjourn this meeting.
I'm entertained. Thank everyone for coming. Good to see a crowd here.
Superintendent, nice to meet you. Go take a person. Just barely. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Michael.
Maybe.
Where do you go?